What's up, guys? Sitch here. We are back with some more Bard's Tale 4. Let's continue. Ooh, chest. What's in the chest? Yes, sword. So much better than my cruddy rusty axe. Especially since it gives me the ability that my Storm of Blades now has 3 swings instead of 2.
Eh? Huh? Guess it was nothing.
More troublemakers.
Yeah.
Looks like we can't avoid them.
Your story ends here.
On your word.
Here to serve.
On your word.
Command me.
Ready?
On your word. Slammed.
Chug, chug, chug. Come on then.
On your word.
Bye-bye.
There's another luck stone. Better safe than sorry, I always say.
Okay, we got some.
You fools! You let them scatter. Now we shall have to drag them out again. The people must see what a danger these outcasts.
We're the danger?
Find them.
Who set fire to the guild?
Aye. And who keeps hanging innocent folk?
Hmm?
More paladins. Can't let them spot us. Edge left and stick to the shadows. The Adventurers Guild is just around the corner.
All right. Though after what they did.
All the power.
Even for heroes such as ourselves, I fear this fight will be too much. What is that?
One eye,
Nope.
one leg, one arm. Is it a fashan? I've sung songs about them, but I never thought I'd see one.
All the monsters of legend. A battle such as this will win us much honor.
Oh.
Here to serve. To friendship.
Here.
Focus. You guys can read that when you see that. Mental attack to hurt them.
Ready for orders.
Ready?
At your command.
And you die. Got his butt kicked without even firing a single shot. Musical bone. 2 constitution. But I still do not have any wood. Oh, I do have wood. Oh. Wood, eggs, a couple cooking herbs. That. Sapling hooks. Yes. Apprentice. There. No point in going up there yet. We have to go up there a little later. In shortcut, we're back.
Things dragged down my old da at a gallop. Ashamed to say, I kept running.
More lore.
What do you want? Forgive me, my bile. 'Tis not you who have stirred it, but these cursed clods who broke my best lute and battered me with their oafish fists. If you need an instrument, I have a few I am willing to sell. I am trying to raise enough coin to return to the Everwood. The venture has not so far been a success. A mob, fevered by the Fatherites. They accused me of trying to lure some badish boy into the shadows, then set upon me with fist and boot. Had not a fellow adventurer been passing, I've no doubt I would have hung from their tree. Fortunately, a dwarf named Dalgleish saw my peril and dragged me to safety, taking many blows himself. I am in his debt. Not the finest instruments you'll ever find. Just a few I've acquired over the years. Please.
Cool. You have honey.
May you have better fortune than your fair friend Mary.
Do not fear me, friends. I beg you. Yes, I am a Fatherite, but I no longer take orders from Bishop Henred or any of his compatriots. It is they who are not Fatherites, for they have abandoned the Sword Father's tenets. Thus, I have broken with them and come here to this refuge to do what a priest must always do. Help the helpless and teach those who wish to learn. The Sword Father was a man once, a king of Lestras who valiantly drove out foreign invaders and sacrificed himself for the security of his people. Such was his honor and goodness that he became a god upon his death, and his daughter, known as the Blessed Lady, an all-merciful goddess. He did not seem so terrible when first he arrived. Ambitious, yes, but still compassionate, and with a keen intellect that was never satisfied. Then slowly his mind became less flexible, his fears more consuming, and his compassion reserved only for his own kind. Where once the temples helped all, Henred ordered that only the faithful be fed and all others be turned away. It only got worse from there, as you know, and I now fear he has lost his sanity entirely. I was reprimanded for aiding a dwarf, and when I defended myself, Henred demanded I give up my ministry. I left without looking back. But I haven't left the true church, only Henred's church, which is not and shall never be mine. Well, I do what I can, healing, comforting, feeding. If you seek to channel the power of your god for good works, yes, I can show you. First, however, I would ask a favor. Some of Henred's so-called paladins have looted sacred relics and are wearing them as medals, it seems. As if covering one's self in holy artifacts made one more holy. Preposterous. I know Paladin Captain Beckwith, who patrols the road near Fetter Cairn, wears one. If you could get it from him, so I may return it to its proper place, I would believe that you have the fortitude and commitment to learn what I have to teach.
Oh. One side quest.
Bless you, friends. Aye. Cabbage, carrots, potatoes. Cabbage, carrots, and potatoes. Aye.
Welcome. I'm Resa, and this is Palafax. How can we help you? New folks arriving here every day, driven out of their homes by monsters or paladins or what have you, and they all need to eat and sleep. Oh, I haven't much, but we share what we have. If you need food, it's there. A place to lie down, the houses across the way are safe, and if you're wounded, get in that line there. We'll see to you as soon as we can. It was all chaos here when the attacks started, so somebody had to organise. Me and Palafax here, my husband, we started finding blankets and food for the rest and keeping watch as best we could. Not doing too bad so far, but there's more folk coming in every day. It'll get worse before it gets better. Ah, my bold, brave husband. Always manages to find trouble where no one else can. Good thing for a guard, I suppose. Not so easy on his wife, though. Well, at least we're in trouble together this time. Help out if you can. We need it.
Poor folk. More every day. Where are we going to fit 'em all? Ah, a fellow Einar. Happy to help a countryman. If you need food or healing, see my wife here, Risa. If you need a blade or some leather on your back, see me. And if you're fit enough, we could use some help holding back the darkness, as the city watch ain't likely to help us down here. I've got some likely lads patrolling the camp. But what we really need is some hardy souls to go into the dark and clear some streets. Things seem to be breeding in there. Horrible things. Race's my wife. Met her at her father's tavern. Oh, wouldn't look at me at first, but then, well, I guess she got used to me. I won't find a kinder person in all of Caith. I don't know how I got so lucky.
What
Have a look.
are you selling? Form of blades. Why not? To buy that. You have enough to buy this one though. One more string. No point. Metal horn.
Thanks for looking.
Here we are. I told Orlo not to let anybody in who didn't give him the Wildland whistle. Give it a try.
Printing in lockpick. I went up a level. Hey.
What can I do?
Aye.
Here.
Eh?
How may I serve?
That right now.
That's the tune! Welcome, friend. Hello, Robbie. Glad to see you in one piece.
One minute. I gotta make a little speech. And this time, I hope we won't be interrupted. All friends, lend me your ears a moment. Well, friends, seems the Fatherites have decided to wipe us adventurers out once and for all. Not sure if they really think we're behind all the murder and mayhem that's been plaguing Scarabray, or if they just want a scapegoat. But either way, if we ever want to live in peace again, we have to prove to those bastard sword priests that we're not the enemy. And the best way to do that is to bring them the enemy. Now, I'm sending messengers to the elves and dwarves to petition their help in this. That help, however, may be long in coming. So we need a few brave souls here and now, willing to hunt down whoever's behind this terror and deliver them to the priests. Not just to save Scarabray, not just to save the Adventurers Guild, but to save the lives of all the elves, dwarves, trow, adventurers, outcasts, and practitioners of magic in Caith. So, any volunteers? Well, you know where I'll be when you make up your mind.
Grab all these.
Ah,
Another wee. Not many creature comforts yet here at the new guild, but Granny Goodnight and I managed to put a few kegs in a barrow as we were running out. So, how about a drink? In the old days, the guild was out in the open. A place for treasure hunters, sell swords, and practitioners to find work and tell tall tales. These days, it's the last refuge for anyone who doesn't fit into the Fatherite's narrow little world. Mages, rogues, folk of the old races. They can all have a drink and know they're not going to have any trouble. Well, they could until tonight. Didn't he make it? Poor soul. Paladin got her before I could get him. No half the barkeep she was, but I'll do my best. It's no much, but...
Sandwich, that's fine. Perfectly. Uh, oh.
Happy drinking, friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Sir Stephen of Dengler. Come. That's right, flying. I ride on the back of a great hawk, crossing land and sea as easy as others cross the street. It's always been a dream of mine to circumnavigate the world, and I'm well on my way. That's right, flying. I ride on the back. Black Hawk is the name of my Black Hawk. Yes, he's a big old bird. Wings wider than the gates of Scarabray. Have him perched on top of Kyralan's tower right now. But you can't see him. Oh no, I made him invisible so he won't scare the populace. See you soon.
No ID required for half elves. Fire horn. Whip this bad boy. Build up 10 constant. Melee attack takes full and need chop. Getting a shield. Look for those little statues, the little blue statues you saw, that there's a puzzle. And you have to do it, the puzzle thingy is online. It tells you what you have to do, and then gives you new numbers, and you find them in this book. And I think it was a 41 and... Oh yeah, 69. So it was a keg and cabbage. That's when we go back there, these guys are not that important.
Nice talking with you.
Another one of those elven whipping.
Welcome to Roscoe's. But I want you to know this is not the Emporium. I'm only here selling this rubbish because the Emporium has been flattened by a giant and occupied by Trow. Now, how can I help you? Yes, the 7th of that name, and the first, Fian helped me, to abandon the store. Even in the aftermath of Tarjan's destruction, my ancestors kept the doors open, while I'm a disgrace to the name. Yet, the rarest, most exclusive collection of magical and mystical items, elixirs and ingredients ever assembled in Skara Brae, now pounded into rubble and occupied by Trow mercenaries who are ambushing every poor practitioner who comes through the door looking for me. It is an intolerable situation. My reputation and... Oh, just a moment. I don't suppose you... Oh, but of course you would. What adventurer wouldn't? Ah, well, when I escaped the Emporium, I happened to take with me a lantern of illusion. If you could drive out the Trow that currently occupy the Emporium, then set the lantern on the hook outside the door, it will make the place impossible for undesirables to find until I can return and clean it up a bit. After that, if you find yourself in need of best quality magical merchandise, why, I would gratefully sell it to you for a deep, deep discount.
Deal.
Excellent. Then here is the lantern, and here is the location of the Emporium. Be careful, though. There are a lot of Trow there, and they aren't the friendly sort.
Oh.
Thank you for coming to Roscoe's. Please...
That question. Nothing.
So, this sage can save the world.
Only if he's free. And that is my quest. To free him from his prison, so that he may save us.
Good luck down there.
What a story! I love it.
But there is no story yet. My journey. Good to meet fellows. I have sort of a name. Murders, disappearances. Good luck on your adventures, friend.
You guys want to know about these random people?
Baron
Pause and
Brygo
read
is the name.
Text.
We tell stories of all kinds. In my 40 years, my family were bank. I'm working on a new entertainment. Good talking to you. See you again.
Those guys there's no point to talk to. Those are council. Those guys are how you reset your skill points and also how you upgrade your tier. So we will pause this. No, not load. Pause and save the game here, and we'll call this episode here, guys, and we'll be back up with another one next time, continuing the game. Stay tuned.